Hey, what's up everybody? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome to another edition of Track Walk in MX Simulator. Today we're going to be playing the 2018 Endurocross Open by Tony L. Tigre. Tony loves making Endurocross tracks and has made several really awesome ones over the years and kind of semi-disappeared from the forums the last couple years, but he's back. And he created a Endurocross open track. I don't know if this is a replica of a real track or not. I guess that's something I could have looked up before starting the video, but either way, it's a pretty fun track, and it's Endurocross or enduro events like these are something that you don't see a ton of, or at least done very well in MX Simulator. The physics for it don't work particularly great. Tony's done a really good job of working with the objects that have been made in the game to make really good, shape files and tracks that kind of use the shape files really well. But overall, the enduro stuff is really not the easiest or funnest thing in the game, so you don't see much of it because of that. But I'm kind of sad about that. I wish you kind of would see a little bit more of it. It kind of does a good job of showing off some true skill, if you will, in the game, which I'm not doing a whole heck of a lot right now, but I like it. It's a unique challenge, and one that I was actually pretty good at when I was playing the game fairly often. Not necessarily this type of stuff, but the enduro type stuff. They actually ran an Enduro Triple Crown series back in 2014, I think it was. And I won that, and I was going up against Jesse Mullins and a couple other guys at the time that were, the best in the game, and one of the few highlights of my MX Simulator career, if you will. But I've always enjoyed this stuff, like I said, because of the challenge of it. It's something unique that you don't see in the game very often. Everybody usually makes your standard Supercross track or, like a local cross outdoor type track. So when someone kind of breaks those boundaries like Tony has with his enduro tracks over the years, I always like giving them a go, and I thought that this track was maybe one of the best Endurocross tracks I've ever played by him. I've played a couple like of his X Games replica tracks and things like that, but this one I feel like overall just has some like really cool features to it. It's got good flow, like it doesn't have anything that jumps out as like impossible sections, and if you connect everything really well, you can actually run some like pretty semi-reputable lap times for an Endurocross event. Like I said, because of the way the shape files work that you use for these, they don't tend to like really give you the most consistent feel, and so that's why there's not many of these types of tracks in this game. But I mean, like, it does, if you do it right, kind of replicate exactly what it's supposed to feel like, I'd imagine, for real Endurocross riders, like having to kind of hop into some of these logs and tiptoe over them, and you don't use your clutch for anything, so I guess that's not very realistic, but just kind of putting around in first gear. Yeah, like there you go, 105 lap time. It feels like a real Endurocross event if you can put in lap times like that, and I guess he built it into this Bercy-esque arena. I don't know if this is the actual Bercy arena or not, but kind of looks a lot like the Paris Bercy arena in Paris, so I'd assume it's based off of that. But overall, unique experience. And I challenge any of you to at least try it. It's not necessarily the most fun thing to play in the game, but does a really good job of teaching you throttle control, kind of teaching you how to manage like seat bouncing into stuff and whatnot that maybe you don't know how to do very well already. Keep trying to just tap the top of that thing, but I keep clipping it enough to go all the way over the bars. And as I said, I think I've done actually a track walk on an enduro track by Tony before. I'm trying to remember if I can rack my brain. It's been 160 episodes, so somewhere in there I'm sure I've done an enduro track walk, but like he's made several of these. It's not just this one, and it's not just that X Games one that I was talking about. I think for a little bit actually, he had a series of these tracks all put together and ran like an actual hosted event series with these types of tracks, and thought it went pretty well. I don't remember racing any of them, honestly, but yeah, I thought it was kind of a cool event that he put on there, and always does a good job with these tracks. Try to remember if I can include any other links that I can find to tracks that he's made, or that I could just throw a whole file out there of stuff that he's done before, I guess, too. Trying to get my best lap on this track was a 104, and I ran that a couple sessions before I decided to do a video on this track. So I'm trying to beat that, but it's not going to help if I go over the bars in the log section here. This is ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, it's slow speed stuff, a lot of first gear, a lot of really tiptoeing the throttle around. You know, most people I feel like play sim because they see a video of people throwing huge whips and they're like, oh my god, I gotta do it. I gotta have this game just because of the whips. But there's so many aspects of this game that people just ignore because they think it looks lame or boring or whatever, but actually presents kind of a fun challenge, at least in my opinion. I've always liked the fun challenges. Like, that's why I've done those Sky Madness maps as track walks before too, because it's super unrealistic stuff. It's not anywhere close to real life, but it's still challenging and something that I think maybe could even help you with the game a little bit, to know how to, you know, walk a tightrope, or in this case, how to hop over some logs, or deal with a big kicker on the face of a jump like is right there. There we go, seat bounce, tire tap. That's what I've been trying to do that whole time. And then I'm gonna go down on the logs. Alright, we gotta get under this 104. Told myself when I started this video I was gonna do it. Keep almost blowing this corner right here though. It's kind of funny, this little whoop section made out of tires right there. It's kind of a cool little feature. And then a couple little doubles out of logs and actual dirt across the back here. A little log roller coming back in. And on off with some logs as well. There's logs everywhere. Just cut down trees. Oh, come on. Gotta get under a 104. No, I tapped the front tire too much. Keep kind of tricking myself there. I feel like I can seat bounce all the way over it with that little roller, but then I try and always tap the top. And then sometimes I seat bounce it so well that I loop out, get all the way over it, so it's like, just gotta go into it and just send it sometimes. But I keep crashing and running sub 110, so I gotta imagine that if I can do a lap here without a crash and get all the lines connected like I want them to, which that's not gonna help going down on the tires. I feel like I could probably put together it. Ah! Quit getting stuck on the tires. Of course, the last one's gonna take me out, but I feel like I could get a sub 1 minute if I put everything together. Of course, that's suggesting that I'm actually still decent at this game, which is, of course, no, it's not true, but maybe, just maybe, for one magical minute. Oh. The tricky part about these logs really is that if you don't hit them straight, like just perfectly straight on, then you're bound to either lose the front tire by sliding out on them, or get the rear end kicked just all over the place. Damn. Might as well just try to launch into that tire and just hope it kind of pops me over the top real neatly. Oop. Clipping some tires on the inside there. Over that, over that, over that, over that, and through the final corner. So this is actually gonna be a terrible lap because I was down in the tires, I was down on the tire wall. It's alright. We're gonna make it happen, Captain. Gotta kind of wheelie into these, get on top of them, and then pin it. Hold her down. Nice. Then pop this double right there. Lay into this sand corner. on and then off right here. Little log into the corner. The wall log. Some sand rollers that you can double through if you're decent enough. Oh, pop over the table thing. Damn, got the front end too high. I wonder if I could still do that lap if I didn't jump the tire wall right there. I feel like I could. Let's go ahead and abort the jumping the tire wall technique. We'll just roll your boat. Yeah, 107 with a fall off, and I was trying to attempt the tire wall. Like if I just put everything together here, I could get probably about a 1 minute flat. This isn't gonna help. Oh, I still ended up on top. Got lucky. Lay into this rut. Through here. Alright, we're not gonna go for the tire jump. Oh, but we're going a little long on the tunnel jump. Oh. Saved it. Getting a little looped out on the tires there. Still a pretty good lap. Got to make it through the last section clean, though. Not bad. Last log, and oh, 1 flat 0.8. All right, we gotta make this happen. I think I could get sub 1 here. Beat the 104 I was talking about, but I think I can do better. All right, hopping that. Sand corner. Oh, come on, don't lose the front end there. That's a stupid spot for that. Oh, that's not good either. Ooh, almost going all the way over the table. Wall jump. Sand section. Which, now I'm finally kind of doubling through. Come on. All right, now I have to send the tire wall. There it is. Got it. No, come on, quit getting stuck on the logs. Every single log I got stuck on right there. All right, one more try. Did a 104, not too shabby. I think I could do better. Just have to hit everything so precise, man. You just gotta go straight on to these tire whoops. Can't really be that sloppy when it comes to the enduros, which is, again, kind of something I like. You have to really be on the money, be pretty precise with stuff. But if you're not a big fan of that stuff in this game, and that part I can totally understand, then this isn't maybe your cup of tea. Oh, the focus is real these last couple corners. Hung up on the log. Alright, got that clean. Send it! Oh, nice. 59 flat. That was a pretty sweet lap, too, I thought. Got everything really clean. Didn't get stumbled on anything. I didn't even have to hop over the tire wall, as I mentioned. And, got a sub 1 minute just to wrap up this video with some style. So yeah, go ahead and download this track in the description below if you guys would like to. And let me know how much this track frustrates you or how much you enjoy the challenge of it, whichever way. But thank you guys again for watching another edition of Track Walk here in MX Simulator. And for Kellen here on Start Your Systems, I will see you guys in the next one. So long for now.